Hello beautiful, I'm Angie Sanchez. Welcome to my channel. I am super happy that you're here. In this video, I'm going to share with you guys an epiphany I had while I was hiking. It was a 9-hour hike. It was up to Cucamonga Peak in Southern California, which is 8,995 feet up in the air, I believe. It was a very challenging trail, more challenging this time around because there was ice on the trail and we were not quite prepared. So I want to share with you guys the adventure that we had. So I kind of took you guys along the ride, which you will see later on in this video. But first, I want to share with you guys the epiphanies I had about staying focused and staying in your lane and keeping your mind clear and staying grounded. So let's get to that first. And if you'd like to take a peek on what the peak was like, make sure you stay to the end so you can get a few glimpses of how beautiful it is to just be up on top of the world and know that you worked for it. We all know that there are many lessons that nature can teach us. So I want to share with you guys in this video the few lessons that I learned while hiking on this trail. One, it was not easy at all. The first half of the trail, I was super focused on my breathing and just keeping up the momentum of our pace throughout the trail. We did get lost in one part, which is actually quite fun because we made some friends along the way. And I think these people followed us into literally a riverbed with lots of rocks. Definitely had to have some solid hiking shoes for that area because you're walking on rocks and you're potentially hitting your ankles and just your feet are going all over the place. It's very unstable, very rocky, which is symbolic for how rocky life can be, right? Like, it's not always a walk in the park. There are some moments that are just super unstable, and no matter what step we go in, there's something that just kind of makes us lose our balance a little. So very important to watch where you're stepping, watch where you're going, which again has its parallel in life, where it's like, yeah, we can't control what's coming around the corner, but you can pay attention and see how you can approach a situation. The second lesson I want to share with you guys is that for as much as the top of a mountain looks like the easiest climb would be to climb straight up, that is not the case for most hiking trails. So for most hiking trails, there are either zigzags where you're going from one point to another, and there is a slight incline in the elevation, but you are going up. It's just from one point to the end and then you go back to the other side. A lesson that I drew from that is that we enter different phases in our life. So for example, sometimes we have to master a certain emotion that we haven't quite overcome. And one thing that you do is you work to master that emotion or to master a certain situation. And since the trail is on an incline, it is not easy. Super out of breath. But once you get to a point and you can look down and see how far you've gone, you realize you've gotten to that point and you've worked for it. So it was very symbolic for me on the different stages in life that we encounter, where we are like, oh my God, I finally reached this particular success. But then you look up and you're like, oh, there's more success ahead. So it's just another climb. So it's a good way to look at life as different stages in life. And it's not easy. It's a climb, and it's gonna take a lot of stability and a lot of awareness of your body, how your body's performing, a lot of breathing and staying grounded. The third lesson it taught me was to look up and enjoy the view. Often when we're hiking on a trail, our eyes are glued to the ground because we want to make sure we don't step on loose gravel, or we don't step on a rock, or we don't lose track of where the trail is leading us. So what you have to do is stop and literally look around. So one of the things that I love doing, and I believe that I shared this experience with you guys in this video, is literally just stop looking around, look around at the sky, look around at the trees around you, look around at the birds, and just hear the sound. Symbolically, that taught me to, you know, we all know that phrase, stop and smell the roses. So whatever your journey is, whatever it is that you are doing in life, it's so important to stop and smell the roses. And look around, observe nature, just enjoy the present moment, enjoy the world that you're in, the universe that you're creating. Fourth lesson that this taught me, this hiking trail taught me, was to keep your mind focused on what it is that you're doing, because I encountered a very, very challenging moment where it was icy on the trail, and usually when it's icy or there's snow on the trail, you need some spikes on your shoes. And we had just taken out our spikes from our packs, which was not the best idea, but that just means that we weren't prepared. We weren't prepared to walk on certain trails without spikes. It's super, super slippery. So think about this. Not only is it a very narrow trail, but it's also super slippery, and then there's a drop off hundreds, probably thousands of feet down to the next stop. So if you were to slip, potentially you can fall very far, or you can fall not so very far, but you still have to climb up, and then the top is very slippery. So I learned that you have to just keep your mind clear and stay focused. So you can't think about things happening in the world. You don't have time to worry about what this person thinks of you, what that person thinks of you. You can't worry about what other people are doing. You can't worry about anything. Like, you have to keep your mind clear to stay focused, to keep your focus on what it is that you're doing. This is very, very symbolic to life, because we're all on a path, and for as long as you're thinking about other people's lives and what they're doing and what they're creating, you're not focused on your path. So focus on your path. It's something that I had so much trouble with focusing on this time around. It was so therapeutic and such a meditative experience to literally just walk on ice. I'll be honest with you guys, I fell 3 times. I like ate it 3 times, and it was the scariest thing. And I wanted to cry and break down and get helicoptered down to the bottom of the trail, but I fought through it. And that leads me to lesson number 5. So lesson number 5 and last lesson is that it is so, so, so important who you surround yourself with. So important to acknowledge those around you, and see where you are. Just assess where you are. If you were in a situation, as I was, a very situation where I wanted to cry and break down and just give up, I had my partner with me who was just super supportive and helped me gain that tough skin to fight through the trail. So symbolically, and the lesson that I learned is, who are the people around you? And are they rooting for you? And if you fall, will they help you back up? And so that's not to say that everyone's perfect and everyone has to root for you. Not the case at all. With that being said, in the moment, super, super, super important to surround yourself with people that care about you, that support you, and that will lift you up when you're down. So that is a final lesson that I learned. So many beautiful things that nature can teach us. So I encourage you guys to get outside. I encourage you guys to just either go for a walk on the beach and appreciate the ocean, or go for a walk in the desert and appreciate the cactus. Go for a walk in the mountains and look at the trees around you, the forest, just anywhere, and embrace what life has to teach you. We just climbed the peak, Cucamonga Peak. It was so hard. It was really challenging. Yeah. I thank you guys so much. I hope that you enjoyed that journey. I hope that you drew so much from it. I hope that I drew some attention to things that you already knew, and I just emphasized them and put that stamp of approval for you, or I just hope that I open your mind to a new perspective, a different understanding. As always, I'm Angie Sanchez. I thank you guys from the bottom of my heart for watching this video. Give it a thumbs up, comment down below on the biggest lesson that resonated with you and where you are in life. Could be all of them, could be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I don't know. So share that experience with me. I love to read them and just see where everyone is at. And I will catch you guys in the next video. Have a wonderful week. Mwah. Bye.